Untitled Jill with the Who Got the Answers podcast.
Thank you so much, Keys, for your time today.
Absolutely.
And for just flying in, making time, just for everything that's not even planned. So thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for inviting me here.
You're welcome. So let's just get started. I'm Jillian Larkin, an author, investor, and entrepreneur, but today is not about me. We're here to just learn more about 19 Keys, Big Keys, the great 19 Keys. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Serial entrepreneur, I'm polymathic, so my skill set span in many different areas, but I'm best known for my thought leadership, you understand me, around the world. I've been known and been, how would I put this? You know, it's top thought leader in the world. Just
Yes.
put it like that. Have multiple organizations in education and wealth building, you know what I mean? I'm a wealth advocate, serial entrepreneur, build several family businesses, investor in the crypto into stocks.
Absolutely.
And co-founder of the first black-owned and Forex crypto exchange.
Woo! That's amazing. I got to actually be out over a week ago, out at Cipriano's at Wall Street, on Wall Street, with you guys. It was breathtaking to just be in the room with you guys, and we love your humbleness. And like he said, he is the world thought leader of this generation, of our time, and he's my mentor. And literally, we were born in the same year, and this guy is literally beyond his years. So I just want to get into the BWO, which is the Black World Order If You're Dangerous, or Bridging Wealth Opportunities. So
they both dangerous.
yeah.
You know, one is just more blunt.
Absolutely. I like that word. And let's talk about what you're doing with family, because a lot of people in our community, we're so broken in our families. And I just want to talk about how you are doing business with your family on the forefront. Let's be clear, he has already brought so many different leaders together, but right now I want to talk about what you're doing with your family.
Well, that's a good place to start, because I believe family business is the most important business. You
Me too.
understand me? The business that run the world is family business.
Absolutely.
You understand me? Which are usually ran through trust. You understand me? And those trusts usually have corporations inside them, and those corporations usually have a last name beside them.
Yeah.
And those last names represent a family.
Yes.
And so when we always say, you know, there's an old paradigm saying don't do business with family, but we don't believe in that. We believe in doing business with family.
Absolutely.
You understand me? And don't do business without family.
Absolutely.
And the way that works is you have to find functional roles within a family, right?
Okay.
Because otherwise you're operating in a dysfunction, and that creates a dysfunctional family.
Yes.
And a family is an institution, right?
Yes.
An institution is what carries power and wealth and legacy. Right?
Absolutely.
And when we're talking about institutions, you're talking about looking at a family order, whether it's the man, the woman, the child, and then you have to look at, but what does that family represent?
Absolutely.
What does that family last name do? Nowadays, we're talking about the woman go and she has her career, the man has his career, two opposite directions, building nothing truly for the family at the end of the day.
Yes.
And we can tell because, you know, we can see black success throughout centuries in America, right? Or decades, rather. And, you know, we've been CEOs, we've been millionaires, we've had all these things, but where are the family institutions that came out of this that are prominent last names that we can point to as institutions of power?
Absolutely.
They, to this point, really don't exist. You understand me? And the 0.1% doesn't count to cover the whole, right? So we're talking about rearranging and doing family in a way that our ancestors did it, or doing family in a way, the institutional definition of it.
Absolutely.
Right? And that goes into having a family crest, right?
Okay.
Having a family values. What does that family represent in value? Because that's what you pass down to the next child.
Absolutely.
Whether y'all instill, whether y'all sell clothes, whether y'all do education, whatever it may be, that family last name should have a reputation.
A family constitution.
Absolutely, a family constitution
Yeah.
that everybody adhere to. And instead of you sending them out to elementary school, to high school, to college, and asking them to raise your child up and go with them to become successful, the constitution within the family, the institution of the family raises them, educates them with a skill set, gives them a certain knowledge that they can go out there and utilize and represent. And they have a family code of conduct, right? A standard operating procedure that the family represents.
Absolutely.
You understand me? It's like, you know, the mob bosses never speak against the family. It's a code.
Yeah.
Right? Certain things we don't say in public. The family moves a certain way, and you have these codes of conduct. And when a person goes out there, they're operating in their codes because those codes represent the family.
Yes.
And so, you know, my family, you know, we are a family of healers and educators.
Yes.
Right? One of the greatest things that my family has is an understanding of knowledge of self.
Yes.
Right? And we're not a perfect family. And we don't represent ourselves as if we're better than anyone else. But, you know, we're a family that's unequal at the same time.
Yeah.
Right? I don't believe that all men and women were created equal. I believe they were created different.
Yeah.
You understand me? And we all represent different heights of evolution within our lives.
Okay.
And my family being able to go through so much dysfunction, but then at the same time going through so much function in the point of having knowledge of self and having that God-good ability to be able to transmute that pain to understanding. And that understanding is what allows us to be able to teach others. So with my family, I've decided to, after, you know, creating courses and after creating multiple organizations.
Yes, the Web Standard.
The bloodline, the Web Standard,
BWO.
Shifters, BWO, right? And even at a time, Power Circle with some of my other cohorts. But now it's the IWS, it's the Infinite Wealth Strategy.
Absolutely. And so before we dive deep into the Infinite Wealth Strategies, can you just give us your opinion about families? You know, like in the Black family, I feel like they put their kids out way too fast. Like when you turn 18, it's time to get your own job. It's time to go to college. It's time to do this. This didn't happen personally to me, but a lot of people that are broken, they had to like either go out there and find a way or even provide for their single mother at the time, you know, or whatever the case may be. So what do you think about, you know, I wouldn't even say adults, adolescents leaving the house at 18 or younger? What do you think about that?
I don't think that that's good for a family institution that wants to stick together and build family wealth. You understand me?
Because that's really what it's about.
Most of the time, we send our children out there to go find themselves when they were supposed to know who they are inside the household. Know thyself. Right? One of the biggest issues that man has, period, is he don't know who he is. So if you send him to an institution around a bunch of other people that don't know who they are, they're going to become more lost. Confused even. Right? Trying to find themselves in a career path that was pre-chosen for them so that they can be citizens under somebody else's rule and structure. I don't believe in college in the same way that everybody else do. Right? And nor do I believe in high school, because I think that high school is a very ineffective way of teaching children the improper skill sets, you understand me, that don't allow them to go out in society and truly succeed. Right? You go through high school and you get through 4 years, and that education doesn't teach you, right, how to build wealth. Like, if they're going to get an education in a capitalist society, it's teach you how to be a proper capitalist of anything. To teach you how to build wealth in this society, right? And the fact that they don't teach you crypto, I mean, now crypto,
they don't even teach stock, real estate, taxes,
thought leadership, credit, real estate,
creativity,
how to file the actual paperwork. All of those small nuanced things are way more important, right, than you learning the electron count or some, you know, chemical that you probably never going to utilize throughout life. And it's not to say that science is not important, right? But the way that you teach science has to be, you know, specifically cultivated for that child that's interested in it, number one, and also in a way that's going to be relevant once they leave this school. Right? Like, to teach the science is to teach the interest of the world, to get you interested and get your mind sparked. And I love science because science, you know, it deals with how the world works, right?
Absolutely.
But then there's also understanding, you know, sociology and psychology and economics, right? And constitution and organic laws of the constitution and the true story of the world. Those are the things that's really going to prepare you. How to be a man and a woman, understanding your masculine and feminine divinity in this world. And high school don't prepare you for none of that. But at the same time, high school created opportunities because everything they didn't teach, we now can create a course out of.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's where you get like bridging wealth opportunities. But
Absolutely.
So when a person goes through high school and they get a 4-year education, right? And this education still hasn't prepared them fully for the world, because 4 years is a lot of time.
It
You to
is.
be going every single day, right? And getting an education and then leaving every single day without skill sets.
Yes.
Right? Makes no goddamn sense whatsoever.
Period.
You should have a money skill that creates you a stream of income. There's no excuses.
No excuses.
Right? And so that's why I say high school is ineffective. Right? And so then here a child is average 18 years old, and now they kicked out the household to go find themselves, as if high school prepared them for the world.
Yeah.
Right? They don't know who they are, don't know how their brain work, how they mind operates, don't have true knowledge of self, don't have real principles, codes of conduct, values, don't have skill sets that they can go utilize, immediately apply, and be able to do for self. So, you know, the racket of telling your child that it's time for you to leave to go get you some freedom because you want to kick them out because you no longer want to raise your child.
Okay.
Right? That's really the reality of it.
Yeah.
And it's been sold and passed down to us through indoctrination.
And let's get to that. So you're right. It has been passed down to us through indoctrination, because that was going to be my question. For people that wasn't raised in a household with two parents, or even with strong parents, like, it is a lot. Like, I agree with you about, you know, high school being ineffective, and even college, unless you're really learning a skill, right? I agree with you. But what about the people whose parents are not parenting? So I seen this interview maybe last week with Chico Bean, and he was like saying that he feel that the crack epidemic did more than the 400 years of slavery. And what is your opinion on that?
Well, I definitely want to say more.
Okay.
Because there's areas where the crack epidemic didn't affect black people.
Absolutely.
And they still have the ingrained ingrams of slavery. They still are dealing with, right, the society in the world that slavery created, which is the United States of America.
Yeah.
Right? So slavery affected the whole world in a way that it was built through an institution of power, and the black body, and the way that these Masonic rituals were set up, and how they created insurance, and how they created the stock market, right?
Yes.
And even branding and marketing,
Yes.
based on the things that they learned through slavery,
Yeah.
right? Like slavery being 400 years can never be compared to crack being 20, 30 years, right?
Absolutely.
So I get what he's saying as far as how he's looking at the residual effects of something that happened just decades ago,
Yes.
rather than something that happened a century ago, right? But slavery never ended, right? We know that it transformed into, you know, a mental slavery, right? And then we also go look at the prison system and see slavery continuing. And then we look at the paperwork system constitutionally, and the Social Security and the birth certificates and the bonds, and we know that slavery definitely didn't end. It just transformed into a different form.
Absolutely.
Right? So, slavery in the United States of America can never be compared to any other thing on the planet, because if it wasn't for slavery, the crack epidemic wouldn't have happened. You understand me? It was a lot of people, you know, during that epidemic, which still persists and exists today. You know, the 80s, it was a height of revolution, right? Black people were really gaining a sense of self. Afrocentric thought process started to happen in Harlem. You had people dressing up in the Afrocentric robes, and power to the people, and thinking about economic change, and they were at the height of dissatisfaction, right? And then, of course, you got Reaganomics that came in with the crack, and then imploded because a lot of people didn't know what crack was. Right?
Yes.
You just got something like, if you know, now it's mind-boggling that people still becoming new baseheads. There's new crackheads being born
absolutely.
today. And that's after the fact, right? Where they see how bad it was, right?
How it's affected their family and a lot of families,
But, you know, you got to understand that before there was the crack epidemic, right? You had the 60s, when you had a lot of brothers coming out of war, right? And a lot of that post-traumatic trauma, because before crack you had heroin, right? And heroin was rampant throughout the streets, and that's a very addictive drug, right? The most addictive drug in the world. So you had the heroin epidemic, and then you had the height of black people trying to rise out of that, right? And then here come crack to kill the revolutionary thought process, right? And so, you know, you have to conjoin all of these things together. You can't just start at crack epidemic and say that's the worst, because you still got to go to heroin. You have to go through the Vietnam War, right? And then you have to continuously go back, and every single decade you're going to find an issue, right? And for that generation, it seemed like it was worse than any other thing that had happened because it's right there in front of your face.
Yes, absolutely, I agree.
Yeah, but when it comes to 400 years of slavery, you know, that's a thing that we still don't understand, so we can't get over it, right? You have to understand how it affected you, right? You have to be properly diagnosed so you'll know exactly how to cure it. And that's why history is so important, because if we don't know the past, how the hell can we properly diagnose the problem to make ourselves present and become successful now?
Absolutely.
So those who are ignorant of the past will never have power over the future.
Absolutely. So right now I want you to tell the people what is Infinite Wealth Strategies, and I just want to get more into like the history and like status correction, really. So, but right now let's get into Infinite Wealth Strategies.
Man, Infinite Wealth Strategies is a monster.
I don't really want to interrupt this, but I feel crazy because we got this water, and I actually bought some gold water here with me, and I'm not about to have these waters getting a promo, and I'm like, wait, hold up, we got some products here. I'm not doing that.
Let's do that.
So of course, that's what we gotta have here. Yeah. Excuse me.
Y'all want to move those water bottles?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get them out the frame. We not doing no free promo. All right, thank you so much. All right, so let's get into Infinite Wealth Strategies.
Yeah, Infinite Wealth Strategies is a monster, man. It's a very beautiful program. So Infinite Wealth Strategies is a program that I founded with my family, right? I talk about family business, and you know, Goldwater is a family business.
Yes.
Right? But you know, it's different when I can show people right there in front of them, because you don't get to see all of the work that goes into Gold.
Like in
all
Puerto
the
Rico.
meetings that we have, in Puerto Rico. You understand me? To where the family
brought the
came
family
together.
out, yeah.
But it's important that the people can see, you understand me, us as a family working together.
Yeah, it
right?
is.
And everybody having their role.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So Infinite Wealth Strategy is speaking towards the mindset that there's infinite wealth out there, but you need a strategy to go get it.
Yeah.
So it's talking about real applicable strategies that you can utilize, right? And you know, some people join because we have tokenomics, right?
Yes.
Which is talking about understanding cryptocurrency, how it works, to where you can be an independent researcher, go figure out how to audit a coin, understand why it's valuable, to where you can increase your profits, you understand me, by decreasing your risk.
Yes.
And that's all about having an understanding, because a lot of people had an early investors, but they didn't have an early understanding.
Can you please repeat that? Increase your profits so you can decrease your risk.
Increasing your profits while decreasing your risk.
Yes.
You understand me? So, you know, just jumping into a crypto because you get FOMO, that's not good. Like, how do you know when it's a good time to jump in? Right?
Yeah.
You may be jumping in at an all-time high. How do you know if this is a good crypto coin versus a shit coin?
Yeah.
Something that a person put out there for a pump and dump.
Yeah.
How do you know if it's a rug to where an owner holds so much liquidity in the pool to where if they take their money out, then the whole crypto project just drops?
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you know how to read a white paper? Do you know how to see if the coin has a certain burn percentage, or a certain amount of them are locked up, or what the actual project is that is backing in the first place?
Absolutely.
So, you know, tokenomics is something that I want to popularize so that people can have an understanding of cryptocurrency, and it will allow them to become an investor the same way there's an understanding in the stock market, and you can go look at a company fundamentals and understand whether this is a good company to jump in, and or whether this is a good price to get in.
Okay.
And so in a very quick instance, we have a whole list of things that I give that a person can go check off and be like, you know what, this is a good crypto, I'm going to invest in it now because I did my due diligence.
Okay.
Right? And that's something that you can learn in under 24 to 48 hours.
Nice.
Right.
Okay. That's really good.
Yeah.
Under 24 hours, yes.
Yeah. Once you go through it, you into it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
We wanted real applicable strategies. You understand me? To where it's like, damn, I got my money's worth.
Okay.
Right? And what I could have did with this program, because I put in so much value, is I could have broke up each one of these.
Like always. Yeah.
But you know, we want to over exceed the value always.
Yes.
So not only that, we teach you NFTs, non-fungible tokens.
Okay. Yep.
Which essentially is allowing people the understanding of NFTs, but also how they can utilize them in their business where you don't have to have a large following. So I basically wanted to create a strategy to where everybody can understand it and they can start minting NFTs and learn how to make money with it. Right?
Okay, and let's be clear, he has already minted his first NFT.
Yes. I sold
and
over
so
50 NFTs at this point.
wow.
And you know, I plan on doing 6 figures with NFTs this year.
Absolutely.
You know, my first one sold for $16,000. And you know, I've even utilized NFTs as a way for people to buy into the course. Right?
That's nice.
So they buy the NFT and it gives you access to the course.
Okay.
Right? So, you know, before I taught, I wanted to do, you know, proof.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the reason my first one sold. We got that out the way. I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
And then I'm actually utilizing them, and I have probably over a dozen students that have created NFTs.
Nice.
Right? Minted their NFTs, and then also teach how to become an author in less than 2 to 3 weeks. So
Awesome.
I have a strategy on how you can create you a book, right?
Okay.
You ain't got to be the best writer, none of those things. Once you go through this, you understand me? Like I said, it's another strategy you're going to understand right after you're done, and you can just execute. I give you the full 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Follow
Absolutely.
the step, and you win. Right?
Okay.
So we had dozens of our students become authors, you understand me, in the last 2 to 3 weeks. And they've been able to
Congratulations.
put their book on the blockchain.
Yes.
And the NFT, and they've been able to earn cryptocurrency.
I need to do that with my book.
Hey, talk to me.
I need to do?
I'm a strategist, so
I
you know what I
know.
mean? You got to join the IWS.
Period.
And then, you know, so what I teach, I'm gonna go pure strategy. I'm the general, so I'm gonna go strategy. I'm gonna give you the game. And there's other things that we teach in there. I mean, if you need more than that, then that's enough. But of course, we're teaching the marketing, the content creation, the branding, right? In the mindset development, doing the mindset auditing, so that you can become a high-level executor, right? And then we have my father comes in there and teach a manhood development class, right? So it's masculinity for life lessons in business, right? So a lot of people don't have fathers in the household. And that unfortunate statistic is the reason why you have such an effeminate society of men. Men don't want to be men, right? Men like to be, nowadays the young males need to be around somebody weaker than them in order to feel powerful, because that's somebody they can manipulate, right? And that's the reason why a lot of men don't have that drive and that willpower, and black women are rising up, masculating themselves in positions and becoming the CEOs of their family, or CEOs of their independent lifestyle, and can't create a family because they're not going to be able to come together with a man, because there's no way that an alpha female, right, that wants to run the household is going to be with this masculine man, and they're going to headbutt, right? So, you know, without that masculine and feminine balance, there's no success. And as much as people want to change the rules and all of this new shit that society want to do, I don't subscribe to it, right? I don't believe in being, you know, politically correct, or you know, closing up and not making and making space for every single opinion in the world, when I don't think that's the way it works. I think society is based on rules that we can function based off our nature, and that's what will allow us to be successful. And millions of years of people understanding and having knowledge of self, understanding our nature, is what made us create constructs. These constructs, everything is man-made. So when I hear somebody say, oh, it's man-made construct, yes. So is school, so is a bank, right? So is your job. Every single thing around us is man-made, but you understand me? Man is God. So at the end of the day, what's man-made is God-made. You understand me? Now, you know, so if you're not replacing it with something better, then don't replace it at all. You understand me? And so the manhood development is taught because there's too many young males growing up in households without a proper father figure, without a masculine guide to teach them what the hell does being a man even mean. Most people can't determine, most men can't tell you what the hell a man is. You understand me? So, you know, with a lack of better word, they punks, they soft. They don't know how to move, they can't stand up. They think everything is, you know, like they need to be taught to a certain way. Like in the IWS, we got something called the Letter to Garcia, which is a mindset of teaching people how to go get it, how to be independent in their thought process, how to take initiative, right? And so many people think they need to have their hand held, when that ain't what I'm doing. You understand me? I'd rather slap you in the back of your head till you go out there and get it, rather than be holding your hands. You understand me? I ain't grew up in that society to where it's okay for men to hold hands. You understand me? I heard there were some places in Africa to where brothers do that. I ain't grown up there. They could do that, but that's not what we doing. You understand me? If you want that, you got to go to those sides of town in the cities that accept that, or you got to go over there to Africa where it's a different paradigm. Because over here, we're going to give you the game. You understand me? You take off the training wheels and you ride the bike. You know what I'm talking about? So, you know, I'm going to give you step by step. It's your job Once you get access, because I know that there's no way you can pay me for the amount of value I'm gonna give.
Yeah.
So the rest is up to you.
Yeah.
Right? But that's part of that masculine, that go get it. You understand me?
Yeah.
And the feminine development is something that my sister teaches right on the Wednesday, so we got to balance. You know what I'm talking? Forget about the ladies. Hey, no, I didn't. You know what I'm talking about? So she coming in there, and not only is she teaching you the feminine development, but it's also about dealing with the traumas.
Yeah.
You understand me? Being able to heal yourself to success.
Yeah.
Right? And the only way you can heal is if you reveal. So
Yeah.
it's really pulling out the mask of who you think you are and getting to the essence of who you really are.
Yeah.
Right? And she has an ability to pierce the soul so that you can grow. And you realize that you start to have breakthroughs when you're healed.
Yeah.
Right? You can have all the knowledge, you took the courses, but it's still something that feels like you're not making your way.
Yeah.
And that part is so important, because once you get that feminine balance, then you start to become successful in areas of your life that normally were blocked off to you. Right?
Yeah.
And that block happened because we have a physical reality and we have an energetic reality. And if you are energetically blocked, then so is your ability to magnetize certain goals and complete certain things, right? So once you decrease those blockages, now life can flow as it's supposed to, right? And women can enter into the masculine development as women love it, because Pop's being there teaching. And men can enter into the feminine development because we both have masculine and feminine.
And she does training.
Yes, consultations, one-on-ones, right? Like, there's a lot, right? I mean, there's no other course that's doing 4 to 5 live classes per week.
Right.
You understand me?
Right.
So, the amount of money that I'm paying $20,000-$30,000 in payroll just so that everybody can come in there and teach.
Yes.
So it's impossible for a student who's paying $500 to $1,000. They could never afford that. Right.
Yeah.
And the only way that I can afford it is if we have a large amount of students. You understand me? And we continue to raise up the volume so I can justify paying people 5 times a week to come in there and teach our students live classes. Plus you get access to the replay vault. Plus we do 2 meditations per week sessions. And my brother do the spiritual development.
Yes.
And he a spiritual guru.
Yes.
Cause we need that spiritual. We do
We
business, but if you're not spiritually in tune, you gonna lose.
Yes. So what is it that keeps you grounded?
Oh, now I'm a tourist. I'll stay grounded. You know what I'm saying? That's me. I'm connected to the earth like that. You know what I'm saying? Me. So I'm gonna always be grounded, but it's more so my goals. It's like I love the work.
Yeah.
So it's like even at Capiano, Wall Street, at the lunch party, beautiful celebration. But I'm thinking about the work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the launch is not the landing.
Yes.
And so many people start celebrating the launch and they never make it to the landing. You understand me? And then after you do the landing, you gotta bring it back home. You understand me? And then once you bring it back home, what you gonna do? Celebrate the landing forever? Or you got another mission? So I'm always onward and forward.
Okay.
You understand me? So I'm gonna stay 10 toes down and stay grounded in my purpose, because I'm always thinking about my mission now and my mission next. You understand me? And your purpose gonna always make way for what you need to do next.
Absolutely.
And your purpose is based on your function, right? And so once you understand how you function and who you are, you can never be lost without purpose.
Yes.
Absolutely. I don't believe you're gonna find yourself. I believe you realize self.
Yes.
The moment you realize you are who you are, you stop looking for it. And once you're no longer looking, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to.
Yeah, I agree. So I know you don't have a lot of time, but let's just get into a little bit about leadership. And I want to ask you, who is your mentor?
So, I never had just a one-person mentor that I could just look at for all around. Especially for a lot of different things that we doing just ain't been done before. I draw from different inspirations and teachers and leaders throughout time. Number one, my mentor is experience. You get results, you reflect, you figure out how to do it better. Or looking at other people's experiences. Like when it comes to spiritual development and being a man, Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is in that category of what I look at, right?
Absolutely.
And as I draw from that, tapping into that godhood, you understand me, the moral compass that he has, being able to speak truth to power, right? And be courageous and be a leader. Like, that's somebody that every man in our culture should look up to. You understand me? Every original man in the diaspora and around the world can find an example in the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan if you're looking for one, you know. And so that's an example I look at. You know, my older brother at one point in time was a mentor to me. You understand me? But you know, it's like I said, it's hard to just. I don't have too many living mentors that I look at. I have peer tours, right? Some of my peers, you know, we sharpen each other up in many different areas, right? People that know something that I don't know, I'm always willing to learn. Yeah. You understand me? And so that's why I'm surrounded by people who know things that I don't know, right? Chris Cole knows things that I don't know. My father knows things I don't know. My brother, my sister, right? You understand me? Brother Ben, he knows things I don't know, right? And multitude of other different people. Like, I look at, you know, the mistakes that people make, and I look at the success that they create, and I learn from both of them. Absolutely. And I settle on the best part.
Okay, I love that. So, one of the last questions, what would you tell a young leader coming up right now? What is the best advice that you would give them, and what would you tell them to even invest in?
It's a great question. You know, for any young leader that's coming up, you know, you have to don't focus so much on being a leader. Yeah. You know, the moment you start to exalt yourself that you're this leader, you're most likely not. It's most likely out of arrogance. Yeah. You understand me? Focus on actually getting guidance, right? Focus on figuring out who can teach you, where you can actually follow. Because before you can lead, you have to follow, right? And the greatest example has to always be self, right? There's direct leadership and indirect. And direct leadership is doing it yourself and other people being inspired by what you do because you're doing it, right? The indirect is your ability to be able to speak and incentivize people to do it, but that doesn't directly mean that you're doing it yourself. It might even be the right thing to tell them to do, but that doesn't mean that you're doing it. So the best thing is to lead by example. You understand me? Learn to follow, learn to lead by example. You understand me? And learn to operate within a code and always be reflecting and looking for room for improvement. You understand me? Like, and once you track down whatever your purpose is, go for it with a courageousness that you're ready to die for. You understand me? That's gonna always be respected. You know, I can walk into any room and it's gonna be respect because the person know I am who I say I am. I ain't doing it for you. I ain't doing it for the camera. I ain't doing it for nobody. Absolutely. At the end of the day, and at the beginning of the rising, you know, I'm talking about it's for me and it's for God. You understand me? And if nobody else is around, I'm still gonna do it for that reason. So if you start faking it, become a character of yourself, it's gonna be sniffed out. You understand me? And around real leadership, you understand me, you're gonna be seen as a fraud, fake. And you ain't gonna be able to hold that up. So don't seek to be a leader, number one. You understand me? Seek to set an example for yourself. You understand me? On who you know that you can be and who you actually are. You know, seek self-improvement and others will be able to learn from your example. When it comes to investments, you know, first of all, I want to look at portfolio diversification. You understand me? You want to spread your money out, right? Whether you're looking into crypto, whether you're learning tokenomics, whether you're looking into precious metals, you're getting backed by gold, learning how to collateralize that, insure it, you understand me? Putting a safety deposit somewhere, and even when you want to, be able to take credit against it if you want to, right? Same thing with crypto. Same thing when it comes to land. Go look for lots of land. Go look for some farming. You understand me? Figure out where you can go buy you some land, or whether, you know, same thing with, I mean, it's so many different hustles right now. You know, I'm looking into, you know, the car rentals, be able to go buy the cars, go flip those, whether it's on a Turo or whether you're creating your own business for that. Whether it's the mobile homes that you can go buy for cheap and flip. You understand me? At 100% profit. You know, it's really about diversification. You understand me? And at the best place to invest is always going to be self, right? Intellectual property.
Absolutely.
Hustle's always gonna pop up. Industries is always gonna sprout. But what do you know that you can eat off of forever? And what type of mindset that you have that you'll be able to consistently pivot regardless of what's going on? So intellectual property is the greatest investment that you can make. Self-investment is the best investment that you can make. And once you invest it into self, take the income and the profits from that, and then reinvest externally.
Absolutely. Okay, very last question. So I see a lot of, Instagram entrepreneurs. They're always, on the private jets.
Yeah.
They got the Lambos, the Ferraris, the Maybachs, like everything. And I know Big Keys got it. And I just feel like ever since, I've been introduced to you through social media, about not even a year ago, right? I just want to know, like, how do you stay so grounded? Like, what makes you not be like, I'm about to go do this, I'm about to show my travel, because we know Big Keys got it, right? And, like, just for the up and coming, like I said, entrepreneurs and leaders, how do you stay so grounded and not do that? And it's not wrong, guys. I'm not saying that that's wrong.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, I just see how you move, and, like, you're just so humble, like, everything.
I just think it's the difference between marketing and branding.
Yeah.
You understand me? A lot of people utilize it to market, and they're figuring out how to get them an audience to see them in a certain light so they can sell them certain products and services and things of that nature. Lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
Lifestyle marketing. I'm a brand, and that brand is based on who I truly am.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it at first. I don't want to do it now. If I'm going to do it, it's for convenience. It's because it's effective for me to do.
Yeah.
Right? Like right now, I got a driver. And that's because I don't want to drive.
He's always got a drive.
Yeah. I don't like driving. But at the same time, if I'm going to buy a car, they got to make good business sense.
Got to make sense.
You understand me? If I'm going to put it on social media, I have to be utilizing that for some particular tool or reason.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because I'm already God body. So at the end of the day, there's nothing more impressive that I can show than my mind.
Yeah.
Right? And so my intellectual property, the way that I think, that's how I impress people.
Yes,
you understand? My code of conduct, my character is always going to outshine any material possession that I can show. So that's not going to make me show up better in any light. You understand me? Besides, if I'm particularly trying to attract a certain client, they need to see the assets and the successes from the things that I'm teaching in order to believe that they can get those things from the teachings. Yeah. Right? So, if that's my marketing plan, then perhaps you'll see it. You understand me? But right now, I have no reason to be doing all that. I mean, I got a gold kilo on. I think that's just enough.
Absolutely.
But beyond that, when the most impressive thing is something that's external, then of course you have to show that off over and over and over to impress people. But when the most impressive thing is internal, there's nothing to show off. You just be yourself.
Absolutely. Well, once again, guys, I am Jillian Larkin, the author of I Got the Answers, and I'm sitting here with my mentor, 19 Keys, and we thank you so much. Where can they find you? Where can they find these amazing products? How can they sign up for Infinite Wealth Strategies? Yes.
Text 323-577-6692. Text Infinite to 323-577-6692. You will get my daily texts, right? And then you'll get access to a link to the courses if you want to buy some gold water or the silver bullet or some of my new tropics high-end minerals, right? And our mushroom compounds or the crowns that we have. You can go click the link in my bio. Follow me at 19_keys, right, on Instagram, YouTube, and any other site or platform you can find me. But make sure it's me. It's a lot of it's like 30 fake pages out there, and I will not be directly DMing you, giving you no giveaways, asking you to send me nothing in crypto, none of those things. Those are all scams, probably somewhere in Yugoslavia or Ghana somewhere, Nigeria,
wherever.
Some guy behind the camera, they really try and get you. So be careful out here, man. Make sure it's Big Keys. You know what I'm talking about?
We gotta get you verified. So thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
Peace, y'all. It's Mogul Jill with the Who Got the Answers podcast. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at